This is just a quick reminder that you can watch this presentation in HD. In order to do so, simply click the wheel on the bottom of the YouTube box and then click 720 HD. Thanks and enjoy. Hey everyone, this is Morgan with TradingPub and you're about to watch Scott's final recap. Before he gets into that and discusses tonight's possible trade setups, I want to take 1 minute to recap this week from our point of view. See, the TradingPub's hosted this massive promotion for Scott for one simple reason. Scott's students are successful. In the position we're in, we've literally seen hundreds of educators and traders present to our people and offer their trading products. But the epidemic is that even if these teachers are great traders, not all of their students are able to replicate that success. Somehow, Scott has been able to achieve that. And you can tell just by looking at some of the comments from below this video from traders who are brand new to Scott's room this week as they share their feedback. And those are just a few of the responses we received. So I just want to let you know that is the reason why TradingPub got behind Scott this week. His methods have not only worked for him, but for his students as well. And he's willing to prove it in live markets instead of showing you some fancy marketing video and then asking for your money. So with that said, I hope you're seriously considering investing in Scott's training because we've never been so confident in encouraging traders to take advantage of an opportunity. I'm about to let Scott take over, but just two quick things. Number one, remember that tomorrow is your very last day in the room and your chance to join Scott's program. With the amount of people that we have seen sign up for this trial, Scott's team can probably only handle about 2 or 3% of them. That leads to the second point. Number two, because we have such tremendous feedback and so many people interested, we've started a guaranteed list for those who know for sure they want to join Scott's program ahead of time. There's no obligation to buy, of course, but we want to make sure that we've saved spots for those people that were in the room, watching the recaps and the videos throughout the entire week that are interested in joining Scott ahead of time. That way all the spots are not scooped up by people who happen to be in the room at the time when the doors open tomorrow. So below is a link to jump on the guaranteed list if you're one of those people who are serious about taking Scott up on his challenge to make you a better trader. And with that, let's get into Scott's recap.
Session recap is posted here. You've got already know where it is, and it'll come out a couple hours from now. We'll post it. That's where most of the money's made. We can't make the market move in our session. We can't. We'd love to, but we can't. But we can be ready for when it does in any other session. And the key is finding the wide open spaces. All right. So I'm going to set up the recording here for this, and those of you who will pay attention will probably see some pretty good movements prior to non-farm payroll. Now, other than that, you will need to be flat, and I mean flat. Every trade you got off by 7 p.m. All right, Eastern time, because of the announcement coming out. All right, here's the euro. We're still in a downtrend. We're testing potentially coming back up into this old uptrend. If we do, we're in a wedge. When we get in a wedge, we do nothing because we don't know what to do inside a wedge, whether it's going to break out this way or this way. So you stay out of wedges. Totally, just stay out. If it breaks back to the downside, you can see it's coming back down to this bottom right here. This whole movement was caused by a fundy. That's all it was caused by. All right, a fundamental announcement. Now, if it breaks to the downside, don't forget tomorrow, non-farm payroll. We're not going to be trading non-farm payroll. All right? I never trade non-farm payroll. All right? I wait for the reaction, and we'll actually be there about a half an hour later. We'll be in this room about an hour later. Should have all that stuff whacked out, all the whipsawing and that stuff should be over, and then maybe we'll find an opportunity. All right? But on a normal basis, if you guys weren't here, we would not even open up the room tomorrow, by the way. So, but anyway, if we get a sell on the non-farm payroll, it could get all the way down to the S5 down here at 33.65. All right? British pound, all right? British pound in a downtrend, but we are in the bottom of it, all right? And you can see, in reality, we're just going sideways here. Going sideways, all right. What does that mean? That means they're trying to keep the downtrend intact, All right, there aren't any buyers up here. All right, the structure of the market says you've gone to the bottom, you should go to the top. They're not doing that. All right, which tells us they're not done with the bottom run. All right, if we can break this bottom here at 62.70, we're looking at 2 trades down, one to 62.20, that's 50 pips, and then another one down to 61.79, that's another 40 pips. That's what we're looking for if that were to happen. All right, and you would adjust the trend at that point. If this turns, you would have a new trend. All right, inside this day chart trend, you would actually put a new trend on that would be connecting this like this, something like that. All right. You can see down, sideways, down. That's what typically happens. All right, so we're looking for the continuation. We're not a buyer, we're a seller. That's the same reason we're a seller on the pound New Zealand, because the pound is trying to go down. All right, we tried to trade it this morning. Nobody's interested. What's the real problem here? Non-farm payroll tomorrow. That's the real problem. All right, CAD. All right, the CAD, we're looking for a continuation to the upside. You got to be very careful of this because you have a left shoulder and a head already in. So if you come up to here like this and turn, you can have a right head and shoulders and you're actually a seller. But you're in an uptrend, all right? So you're going to have to take this head and shoulders out, which is above here, so there's no trade until we get above here, in which case you're looking at a trade above at 1.1200 up to 1.326 at the high, 96 here. So roughly 90 pips to 120 pips up there, all right? So we'll only be a buyer above 1.1200, all right? Other than that, you're nothing. Swissy. Swissy, we did the chart this morning. You know exactly what we're looking for. We've got this great opportunity to the downside. All right, so if they break the dollar to the downside, and if they don't do anything before non-farm payroll, and they do break and the dollar gets sold tomorrow, you're going to look for a trade at least down to here. And with non-farm payroll, you could actually get the second part down here, 1 and 2. All right. So be aware of that, all right? So we're looking for a trade below 89.95. It's right where we are now. The problem is that the dollar Swissy only moves 13 pips a day until it gets to the London. Once we get out of New York, it's on an average of 13 pips, which is not enough for us to even think about trading. All right? So there we go. We're looking for a breakdown here. If we get another one down here, we'll have to look at it. Be done the real estate of the dime, whether we'll take it or not. All right? So we'll see. All right. Next thing, okay. Before I do that, I want to throw this trend line on here, right? So you can see this trend. Come on. There we go. All right. So remember, this is just a little, right here is the channel it's been working in, right in here. See? That's the channel it's been working in, but that's not the trend. This is the trend right here. So anyway, that's a day chart trend right there, and it's working a day chart channel. So it could easily break to the 240 down into here. So we want that trade if we get it. All right, dollar yen. We've had a reaction this morning to the news. We got a pullback. Okay, we're right up here, and we're right at a place where they got to talk to us. Okay. This is the place they either got to break out or they got to go back in the trend. They're either going to break down here, in which case our targets are down here 171 and 146, or we're going to break up here. If we break up, we got to take this out, and once we do break up and go, we're looking to come all the way back up to 102.90 area right up there. All right. So either one we'll take. All right. One is a breakout to the upside. The other is a continuation of the downtrend. Both of them will work for me, and so I'm looking for above 102. You're above 102 and looking for 102.89. All right, so there we go. All right, Aussie dollar. All right, Aussie dollar as we're still in this trade from yesterday. We've booked some profit here, looking to go up to 9,000, maybe as high as 9,016. So it's just that continuation up there. We'll take this off now. You can see they are using it, but we have actually increased the angle on here, so we'll take that advantage, okay? Because you can see what now we have an ascending wedge in play. This is an ascending wedge, all right? So it's changed from a channel to an ascending wedge, which is a buy side, all right? In an uptrend, it overwhelmingly goes to the upside. We will be a buyer on the break of the ascending wedge, which is this right here, to the upside, the 90.16, all right? We'll see how many of you take that trade tomorrow, because if that goes tonight in the Sydney, now remember, it could go this afternoon in the Sydney, all right, which is only a couple hours away. So be aware of that. So pop this up a little higher right there, and we're into that. All right, Euro Yen. All right, Euro Yen, we had a fundamental this morning. Draghi spoke, and he hiccup the wrong way and the market reacted to it. Okay, so that's a hiccup. That's all that is a hiccup. Now, we're in position right now for a nice sell to the downside. All right, we are in a downtrend, so we're not a buyer here. If they decide they want to continue this, there will be an A, B, and a C to the upside. So we got to wait. We got to wait to see that it doesn't do the C, the B, and the C. And once it does that, it's probably here at the 618, breaks through the 618, back into this area. Now we'll trade it to the downside, down to 135.75. Don't go looking for your trade, go looking for the structure. And that's right, tonight is Asian square up, so don't forget that. Tonight they square up in the Asian, which means they book their profits, all right, for the week, all right, especially before non-farm payroll. So tonight can be a real great opportunity, or it can whack you, all right. So let's see here. Okay, and again, another reaction to Draghi this morning, and there it is going to the upside. In reality now, it's nothing more than a channel, all right. So we'll draw the channel and going like this. All right. You can see there's a channel to the upside. If it turns to the downside, we're interested, all right, because we're in a downtrend, all right. So we're interested in that trade and then that trade right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the fibs here. All right. So I'm going to remove these fibs so I can find where I am in this move, so that I can figure out where I am and whether I should start looking for an entry now or wait. So how do I do that? I'm up here on a 60-minute chart. I could go up to a 240, but I can see it pretty well here. I got a swing low high and I got a swing low. I'm going to fib that to find out where that is in the fibs. All right. So clicking from the top to the bottom. There we go. We just stopped at the 618. See, the market does not stop in the middle of somewhere for nothing. They stop on a mathematical number. Your job is to figure that number out. All right. So now that's a 618 fib. If this goes to the downside right here, guess what this becomes? This becomes a PSR in the future. It was a fib here, but it's in a downtrend. So it'll end up being, if it continues to move through here, it will end up being a PSR. Everybody see that? And that's why it's so powerful, because it is a fib now, but it goes into the future as a previous resistance, which becomes really important if we're above here coming down. All right. So, all right. So we're looking for a two-part trade here to the downside. This is the place I will look for a trade, by the way, right in here. So we're looking for that. Trade 1 is right here. Trade 2 is right here. Trade 3 is right here. Pretty easy to see them. All right. Double your position every wide open space you get into. All right. Always make sure that you're in a wide open space before you make a trade. All right. And the only way you find wide open spaces is to go do the work. All right. Now that's going to be the problem for 95% of you. Do the work. I don't like to do the work. I just want to chase this stinking indicator, man. I just want to push the button.
Hey, you push the button. I didn't tell him to push the button. Did you tell him to push the button? Oh, I didn't tell him to push the button. I didn't tell him to push the button. You didn't just go push a button. You don't go around pushing string buttons. I tell you, don't push the button.
Don't push the button. All right, New Zealand. All right. New Zealand, where it's following the Aussie, as we know. So we've had a little pop up here out of the trend. All right. So you know, we have broken this one right here. This support, I mean this resistance right here, that's been broken. So if we pull back down to here, we will. This is no longer here, so I'm going to take that off. That's a down target. HSI is down. Remove that. I don't have any targets up here for PSR, so I'm going to go quickly see if I can find them. All right. So I'm looking for to the left, to the right, that continues to move. All right. I got one right up here, right there. All right. To the left and to the right, continue to move up there. All right. Solid color. All right. And this one is no longer here, so I got to go back in the past and find an uptrend. Got to find an uptrend and find a support back here. All right. My current price is right here, so I can see I got one right here, right there. Change that to solid. All right. Working my way up. Already got that one. There's another one right here. All I got to do is change it to solid. We can see that one right there. Okay, solid, and that one. This one is one right here. See, that bottom created that high, so that becomes one right there. All right, so put that on right there. There we go. All right, now we know where we're going. Change the HSI. No, that's why you do it this way. Now I need fibs up in here also. I'm going to grab my fibs right over in here. So I'm going to take these old ones off that were right here because that was for the down move. And all I got to do is flip this around and do the up move. All right, going from here all the way to the top. All right, stop. Stop. Do you know where the lines are? 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 Do you know where these fibs are? All right, do you know where they are? If I can prove they know where they are, then I'm okay to take them right there. See? All right. So now I know that this fib up here is viable, that fib up there is viable. It's a target, not the target. All right. So what do we know right now? Right now, these are our two wide open spaces right here. All right. Now I'm going to put the HSI on to measure the waves. All right. Just another calculation. I'm clicking on multiple places in the chart and coming up with similar answers. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. Tells me there's my trade right there. So what do we need? I need a pullback. Pullback to 82.50. I got trade 1 right here, and then trade number 2. You notice you don't want to miss this trade because there's your support. So here's your risk right here for that trade and that trade. Nice. All right, so there you go. Let me go back to the Aussie. That's the 240 chart. 240 resistance. There. See? There it is. Okay. All right. So where are we at now? What were we on? We were on the Aussie. Oh, were we on the Aussie? Can't remember. What were we on? Pound yen. Nope, not there. Euro yen. Pound yen. Is it New Zealand? Oh, yeah, New Zealand. Sorry. Thank you. I couldn't even remember what I was on now. All right, so that's it. So we can see what we need to be is above here. Pretty easy to see. Let's see. Once you get it all done, it becomes very clear. I only trade here. I only have 2 opportunities. It either has to come down here, bounce, and I can trade A, or it has to break hook and go here, and that's trade B. Those are the only 2 opportunities I have. So I don't have to think about whether I should take the trade. If it does A, I take it. If it does B, I take it. If it does both of them, I take A and B. And I don't even think about it. All right, so I'm pulling this down, 82.40 down in this area, square up, bounce to there, I take the trade again. Just like we're going to do in the pound New Zealand if it happens. All right, if it doesn't work the first time, go get it again. All right, silver. Silver, we're waiting for the bounce here, back up to 20.33. We'll see if that happens. What are you doing with dollars right now? This morning, they were selling dollars, and that may continue. If it continues, then we'll see the euro go to the upside, the pound go to the upside, the Aussie go to the upside, the New Zealand go to the upside. All right. So, or they go sideways. All right. So we'll see if that continues. All right. Aussie yen. Aussie yen is broken out. We would normally put a new trend on here, but we can't because we don't have a bottom in yet. We only have one bottom in play right now. This is too steep, and even if we get it, there's no place for us to go up here. There's no room. The only first time we're going to get a chance is up here above 91.70. It's going to have to move 50, 60 pips before we ever get that trade. So above 92, you'll be going to 92.70, but that's the only trade you got to the upside unless she pulls back. If she pulls back into here and goes, then you'll have that target's already gone. You'll be going to this line and doubling your position here. Right? So this one, they just taken this target out. See, and where these lines are, folks. You just when you put lines on and you start seeing they went right to it, they went right to it, they went right to it, then you know you've got them. Right? When you constantly put lines on and they don't go to them, you haven't got it yet. You got to keep working. Euro pound, it's really pretty late in the session that week to trade this thing. We are looking for a bounce, however, a move up and down. And if we get a bounce here, we're looking to go up all the way up to 84.06. All right, it's at 83.29. So that's 70 pips up there, and it pays 63% more than the euro. So we'll definitely be interested in that euro pound to the upside. All right, Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie has corrected due to Draghi speaking. Okay, it was the pole. Now it's a channel to the downside thanks to Mr. Draghi. And we can see that we're looking for still, there are no buyers up here. This is just a reaction as they exited trades based on what he said. Now, if we get continuation, we're looking to do this trade right here, down to there. Should be easy to see that. We're going down to 40, right down to 5,000 basically. So 5,000, I'll make sure you turn this thing. They need to square this thing up anyway, so no matter what, there's a trade down to here before they square up, because they were consolidating here before that. All of a sudden he spoke and up they go. Well, what does that mean? That means they're upside down on all these buys. All right, they got to get rid of them. All right, so they'll come back and square up. CAD yen. All right, CAD yen is going sideways, as you can see. I don't want to do that. Oh no, put that back. Messed that up. Okay. CAD yen's going sideways, and there's a very good possibility this is a head and shoulders right here. So we'll see what happens there. We don't be anything. We have some space up here. We'll have to redo the charts if we break out here. A sell, though, is a sell back down in here, right there. I like this trade to the downside if it'll sell. So we'll see if that'll occur, and if not, that's it. So up here, looking for a sell to the downside. All right. If you get that, you may also get the second one, which is obviously right down in this area, right in here. All right, pound chief. All right, we waited for the turn today. No turn. All right, they may still have to go higher because they need to square this up. This is a square up that has not taken place. That's why they're having trouble going. They need to get back up this high, right up in here. So they might go up there. Once they get up in here, they should find sellers to drive it down. And this move up here has been very good to us. We didn't trade it up there, but now we're up here 70 pips higher than we were for this big trade down at the bottom. Don't miss this trade on the pound chief if it happens. All right, do not miss that trade. So we're going to go up a little higher here. Needs to go up just a little higher, and if it turns, you want to trade down, and then want to double your position below the 46.85, double your position below 46.50, and trade it down to 45.47. Wow, great trade if we can get it. Man, don't want to miss that one. All right, pound Aussie. All right, pound Aussie again. We made pretty good pips on the pound Aussie last night. The average was 65 pips on the pound Aussie here. By the way, the average on the Euro Aussie we just went through. The average there was 77 pips we took out of that. So nice job, traders. Okay. So good work, everybody. And we're now coming back up. As soon as we get up here high enough, we're looking for the sell-off again. All right. So this is the move so far. They're not going up very high. They need to square up. Up they go. Maybe another 20, 30 pips, and then we'll look for the sell up around 82.50 area, right in here. For the sell back down to the downside. Notice how they're using this line. This line is very, very strong. So as we get above here, even though the target is here and the target is here, you're going to see they know where this line is right here. So when you get up in here and you trade, you're going to trade down here, double your position, and trade here, move your stop tight. All right? Move your stop here. If you break below here, you want to double your position again. All right? Pretty simple. See, the chart tells you exactly how to trade it if you'll do the lines. If you'll be lazy and won't do them, you're at the mercy of your thinker, and your thinker gets it wrong. That's all there is to it. All right, here we are in the Euro New Zealand, just going sideways here. I don't see much of anything here in the Euro New Zealand to mess with at all at this point in time. All right, we're waiting to see if we get the bounce up into this area. All right, you can see basically the structure says we should do a 5 wave. There's the end of the wave over here, so there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All right, so 5 should end up way up in here. So the question is, can we get up into this area right here? If we get up into this area above 6,500, you're going to want to trade that up to 6,600 to that tomorrow or tonight. It's right there. All right, I like that if it'll happen. So far, not happening. All right, pound New Zealand, trade we made this morning. We took a loss on this trade of 29 pips. Not a big deal. It's our 7th loss of the year. So crunch this up a little bit here. And you can see we're still inside a wedge here to the downside, and we adjust this a little bit here, take it out. Come on. There we go. All right, so this is a falling wedge. All right, falling wedges are buy signs when we get down into here. All right, so we're going to still work this wedge to the downside, and down in here somewhere it will bounce to the upside. So a falling wedge does this. All right? And if you didn't see the falling wedge, then you got wedge work to do. 300 of them. You can't do 300 on a 240 chart. You have to go down to a lower chart. There's not enough of those. All right, so we're looking for the sell to the downside. If it happens, I'm taking it again. We did get stopped out. Wasn't quite ready to go, but we'll see. If it goes to the downside, I'm going to trade this all day long down there. There's the first trade. There's the second trade. And there's the third trade right there. Now, possibly we won't get them. It depends on how this real estate works. If it walks all the way down into here, then we'll start looking for this down in here. All right. If it goes fast, it may happen up here. So it depends on the real estate. What is it going to do? But I'm a seller, and I'm going to sell it again if I get an opportunity. New Zealand yen. All right. New Zealand yen is crunched up. It came out of the pennant, as you can see there, and we'll pick it up. There was a symmetrical wedge. We're out of that. We're looking for a pullback now. Pullback. We've taken out the support, so we're firmly in here. It's got to come down and bounce, because other than that, it could be a false breakout, and they could come all the way back in here. So what do you got to wait? Pull back and bounce. When they bounce, there's your trade right there. So below 8,400, about 83.70, 800, it's 83.80. Around in here, you'll start looking for a buy, and you'll double your position above 84.50 on the way to 85.38, roughly up there. And finally, Aussie Chief, for those of you who can trade, we're here. We're inside this this channel in the upside here. Take it up to the 240, and we'll see we're inside a pretty nice little trend. We're at the heart line here. All right, so what was my chance when I broke out of here? I get into the heart line. All right, open it up and let everybody tell everybody. Do you remember what that is? All right. Pip, are you there? Okay. What's my percentage chance of getting to that heart line? All right. You see now, you learned that on Monday, and everybody see how it's been proven over and over and over to you. All right. It's been proven over and over and over and over and over and over again to you. All right. So don't forget it. I mean, that's all there is to it. See, good work. All right. So we're looking to break above there. We're looking for this trade right here. That's what we're looking for. All right. But where are we? We're down at the bottom here. So what are we looking for? That means we got a two-part trade. To get to the hard line, 80%. So if this starts moving, there is no question you're going to trade it up to that level right there. All right. So we did XAG. I know we did. All right. All right. XAG was waiting for the bounce up to 2033. All right, there it is. 2033 is where we're looking for. Don't forget, this could be a head and shoulders here. See, come up here like this, and you might be starting a head and shoulders. We'll see. All right, there we go. All right, folks, that's it. I will see all of you tomorrow. All right, make sure you understand. Tomorrow, flat, flat, flat. It is the non-farm payroll. It is the mother of all fundamentals. All right, that's it. All right, nice job, Bob. Way to go. You'll get it tomorrow, JPG. All right, everybody's in a hurry. Thanks again. Okay, my broker, we use FXDD. So trying to get up there. I got a question up there I just missed. Let's see if I can stop it here. Steve A. Makes so much sense to confirm all the things I've seen before, but didn't he? Great stuff. I look forward to seeing more. Reminds me of Brad Gilbert. Yep, Brad Gilbert's he's a good trader. Yeah, I know Brad. So there you go. There's a small group of us traders who all know each other up there. I don't say it's at the top, but we're not scalpers, so we don't trade like that other junk. So good. All right, nice job, Trish. Hang on, I'm trying to get in it again. I actually wasn't stopped out myself because I trade with only 1/3 of my lots in the first trade. So remember, we talked about that before. Trading with only 1/3 of your lots. Okay, please do the work. If you don't, you got to do 300 fibs up, 300 fibs down. That's 600 fibs. It takes 4 days to do that, Joseph. You got to do 300 trends up, 300 trends down. That's 400. That's 4 days, Joseph. I got to do 300 HSIs. I got to do 300 PSRs up. I got to do 300 PSRs down. That takes you 4 days also. Right now, you're looking at 25 days minimum just doing the work before you even start working, putting all those at one time into the charts. All right. When you get all the work done, now you go into the charts and you put all those pieces in to the charts. And when you get them into the charts, you now see where the wide open spaces are. You now know where the opportunity really is, not the one that your indicator said, we're going up, man. And now you know exactly where and how to trade that. So there you go. So good question, Joseph. I like that one. All right. All right. Good. Yeah, it's a day in, day out thing. Constance here. Account size. You start with a small account. You want to be trading. You want to be trading dimes in the beginning. You're not here to learn to make money. You're here to learn to make pips. Once you learn to make pips consistently, then you go start making money. You setting pending orders, or I set pending orders. Wiggs. I don't watch the charts. I won't look at the charts again until 4 o'clock this afternoon when I do an info center alert out to our traders. All right. That's the next time I'll look at my charts. The next time I'll look at my charts will be tomorrow morning after non-farm payroll. All right. Source of fundings is Forex Factory, Jim. Hasta la próxima, William. Absolutely. Okay. All right, Morgan, thanks for joining us. We look forward to having you tomorrow for the last day. Okay. See y'all later, everybody. Come back and make sure you check the VIP trading recap out later today. All right. Oh, Morgan wants to talk? Okay, great. Yeah, good. You got it, Morgan. It's all you.
All right, great. Thanks, Scott. I just wanted to come on and thank you and Pip for doing such an awesome job this week. We look forward to tomorrow, the big non-farm payroll. And so we'll get started in here in the room. at normal time at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time after that report. And again, guys, we appreciate you all being in the room, being so awesome. We've got a copy of the recordings and recaps posted. You can click on these links here. But again, I've gotten email after email. I just got one from Martin in the UK. Said, thanks, Morgan. Cannot express how transformative Scott's approach has been. It's truly one of a kind. Thanks once more. And, that literally, guys, and we're thankful and, just excited to be a part of the process. So just wanted to come on and thank you guys for being so great. I'm glad tech issues, or the tech went smoothly today. We didn't have any issues, and hopefully tomorrow will end on a positive note as well. So thanks again, everyone. Enjoy all the education, the recordings we've given you, and hope that it really benefits you as a trader.